Hey guys, it's been a while. I know I haven't made many videos quite recently, mostly due to work more than anything. Um, just wanted to give you guys an overview of how we felt the Chios experience was for the Conquest Worlds. It was an amazing 1 week. We spent in Greece, and then it's just amazing. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to be just putting this talking head. And sharing some of the videos as well as photos, and I hope you guys get a sense of what it is. This video is really meant to be a tribute to the amazing work that Parabellum has put into just organizing as well as creating such an amazing experience for us. A week ago, roughly a week ago, I packed my miniatures and bags, and with my wife, we flew 12 hours to Greece. From there, it was just another hop in an hour, and we were on the beautiful island of Chios. Once we landed, we grabbed some local delicacies, food that is just out of the world, and walked around town to discover some of the beautiful landmarks. Now, we don't know very much about Chios. In fact, we looked around for information on it, but not much has been written or even videos we've done on this place. And it is such an amazing place. I think not much credit is given to it, and I think that's a bit of a waste. Homer, the Odyssey, he's from Chios. Weather that day was amazing, hovering about 24 degrees in the morning and in the afternoon, and the winds were very, very pleasant. We then basically retired for the evening. On the next day, we waited by the junction where Parabellum had sent the van to pick us up. Spied across the road, actually, somebody carrying an A case, and I went over to say hi. We then found out it was actually Matthews and his partner who had flown in from Poland and had also spent some time on the island, about a 40-minute van ride where we were housed for the next 4 days. Once we've checked in, we came back out. We actually, when we arrived, there were already a big bunch of the contestants actually just waiting by I guess, the restaurant or canteen, and they were just having a good chat. And we caught up with most of the PB crew, the Parabellum crew, and the other contestants. The vibe really was chilled. And we just got to know each other, every other player, and their plus ones that evening. And I think this was a very critical element to this whole experience, because when we got to know each other, it was not just an element of flying in, you're my opponent, I'm just gonna kill you. It was more about, hey, look, we're in this all together. Let's mingle, let's get to know each other and have a good time. So that gentlemanly rule where we're gonna craft a story together, that kind of played out pretty well. Stavros then whipped us up an amazing meal on a custom built pit. Now this pit actually makes Stavros look tiny. So imagine this pit is massive. It's basically a custom built one, and he's so passionate about barbecuing, and it's just a brilliant thing to watch. On the following day, we spent some time with Leandros actually to clarify any questions that we had on things such as charging and things like closing the door and aligning basically our ways of playing the game, because everybody interprets it slightly differently. We're all from different parts of the world, and in order to get the best experience out of this, it really, really had to gel. We needed to make sure that we were all playing in the same set of rules, and not only that, but also, I guess, expecting similar type of interpretation, or interpreting the rules similarly, so it doesn't give any of those gotcha moments. This again really proved to be critical to the success of the event, because it just removes so much hassle. It removes all these arguments and just created this really good environment where everybody was competitive, but we're playing the same set of rules, so that meant no, again, gotcha moments. Then the actual tournament day began, which is the next day. We all whipped up our amazing armies, brought them from all over the world carefully in boxes and rooms. So if you click on Blitz Minis, there's a video that talks about the different cases that they use and all the different types of transportation. While you enjoy the video of these armies, my partner and I really want to take this opportunity really to thank everybody at Parabellum who made this happen. During this entire trip, Parabellum has really demonstrated tremendous generosity. Your hospitality and accommodating all of us, adjusting the plans to cater to our needs. it will go on to live in our hearts for years to come. We were talking about it even a couple of days after we arrived back in Singapore, and I think that experience just yeah, it's just really good. Thailand's beautiful. It really was only shadowed by the lengths that you and your team has gone to make this such a success. Oh, did I also mention that we've got free flow of beer? Free flow of beer. One that Homer Simpson would be really proud of. Our tables also had not only the map and everything, it was all set up really nicely, but it had measuring tools. We had dice from the what was that, Baron of Dice, that was all pre-prepared for us, and it just made getting into the game so easy. So if you forget to bring any of the accessories, it's all there waiting for you. To Stavros, Leandros, Stamos, Gianni, Tassos, we you guys were with us throughout the entire time. Thank you so much again, for making this happen. I know it's a lot of work, and it's a true labor of love to get this off the ground, and we're very grateful to be a part of this. Starting with Steve from the US, I faced off a very durable Old Dominion list this morning. In the morning, I only lost by 1 point. 1 point in round five. On round five, it was Steve 6 and Ray 5. Now, we were both, I think, just being very cautious. It's our first game. We were half our table was in the sun, so maybe we were a bit tired. So the game got a little slow. But again, Conquest can sometimes be down to that. So again, I enjoyed myself. It was really, really nail-biting close, but it will only be foreshadowed by another game that I have further down. Now we took a short break. Now every day on this Worlds, you'll find that it's a very chill environment where you start about 11 a.m. You play for about 2.5 hours, and then you break off, have lunch. Stavros would probably cook on the pits for us, and then we would just run off, maybe sometimes for a swim in the sea, which is no more than 10 meters from where we're playing, and then just continue the second game for that day. And then in that second game, this time I played with Peter and his Nords, a list that basically saw multiple small units. This was supposed to play like a guerrilla list, I suppose. I only managed to pull a win because of the 4 central objectives. They were packed so closely to each other, and I could use 2 of my massive blocks to just sit on these objectives and cap them round after round, which eventually gave me the lead that I needed. So Peter ended up on 31, and I ended up on 46. So that evening we broke off for dinner, and then we drove down to shuttle across to an amazing restaurant in town, in the older part of town, and Rolo actually picked up the tab. Oh my goodness, he surprised us all. What a legend. I don't think it's a cheap tab either, because there were a lot of us plus our plus one, so that's probably about 32 people. And thank you, Rolo. Really thank you. Heading off that evening, we rested up, and then just to start the day, the next day anew. My third opponent would be Andrew from the US, and this would be the closest fight I had. So I was leading all the way till round 9 with 55 points versus Andrew's 51. So it's a 4-point difference. And it was at the last round, he scored 9 points, giving him 60, while I only managed to secure 3 additional points for 58. Oh my god. 2-point differential. I don't know whether to cry, to be really proud, but that's such a close game. Give Andrew the win, and it was really a nail biter. In case those of you can't remember, Andrew is the one who brought some of these things called Ashen Dawn. My last opponent would then be Chris from the UK, with his Sorcerer Kings. A side note, we spent about 1.5 hours the day before walking the island, actually 2 days before, walking around the island, and he's such a joy to be around. What happened was, I think his army just couldn't take the close combat, because once my blocks basically hit his lines, which were predominantly shooting units, they couldn't really take it. So he's basically his right flank, i.e. on my left side, collapsed, giving me 30 to his 4. With the last round done, it was on to prize giving. We were pleasantly surprised with Parabellum again. They not only made us exclusive Chios World T-shirts and caps, but also got Safe and Sound to sponsor us cases. Now, these boxes are just specifically made for the Chios 2024 Worlds, and just amazing. It's big and this meant that each player got a carry case to take home. Thank you. Again, both PB and Safe and Sound. That evening, Parabellum actually shuttled us to the posher part of Chaos by the harbor, and we had such a lavish meal. That's where the prize giving was being organized. Well, I can't speak for all the players. We had such a good time there. I mean, my missus and I. I mean, we've built friendships that we never thought that we would. People like A1 Matthias and their plus ones as well, which are so critical to the whole experience. I was initially worried that my wife would be there and she would be bored because it's games and geeky guys, but she was really awestruck by the beauty of the island itself, the beach itself, the crystal clear waters, and again, PB has really gone all out to make sure that they're catering in to all our needs. Um, the shared passion that each of the individuals there, both from PB as well as the gamers, for the continuous success of this game, and hope that we can continue to see each other annually. I really do. Um, Eventually, Matthias, the person who I rode the van with on the first day, he took the podium, and really happy with that chap. I would very much also like to thank all the partners of players who came and support us. Again, without you, I believe this trip would have been so much less memorable. Yeah, from things like the yoga that Kinga conducted with the ladies, the fun swim all of us had in the sea with all of us in there, the conversations we had at breakfast, the comedy at dinner. You've all been a big part of this experience. Thank you again. Thank you again, Parabellum. I know I probably said this a lot of times on this video, but this experience has been amazing. And thank you for inviting me on this trip, because it's been fulfilling and a much needed getaway, to be honest, from the grind of real world. Yeah, yeah. Now, please tell me what Faction 9 is. I'll see y'all. Bye.